Hello everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. So on part 2 of the series of the 73 Gravely here, I took the Magneto off and took the points out and cleaned them up, and I re-gapped them to 12, and then I did further investigation. They're supposedly be actually 15 thousandths, but we were able to start it up. It seems to run good, and after I started it up and let it run on camera, after I shut the camera off, I went to see if I could put it in reverse and forward, and it was stuck in neutral. And it's the high-low range here. Where is it? Down here. There's a rod coming down here. And right away I panicked because I think sometimes these are notorious for the gears failing in the not the PTO, the transfer case, I'll call it. So what I did was I just took the adjustment nut down here and I tightened it all the way up, towards the spring. And I tightened it all the way up, and I did the same with the rear one, which you probably can't see. I just tightened the nut all the way down onto the spring, and I was able to get it into gear. Right now I have it in low range. Another thing, and I noticed it on my L8, the snowplow Gravely, like this, I don't know what this nut does on here, but I took the nut off because it's like when it was tightened up, the lever wouldn't work right. So for now I'm just going to leave the nut off because I think it's supposed to have 2 nuts on there to lock the nut on there, because the nut will just walk off because I had to loosen the nut. And also what I did in the meantime was I put the air cleaner hose back on, and I put the air cleaner back on because what you want to do is anytime you have an adjustable carburetor, you want to make your final adjustments with the air cleaner on. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to do a cold start on it, and after it starts up I'll shut the camera off. I'll let it warm up. You want to let your engine warm up for 5 minutes or so, and then make your final adjustments. And today what we're going to do is I'm going to take the snowplow off, and I'll take the mower deck off this, and we're going to take it out in the field and see how it cuts. Now, it rained all day yesterday. It's supposed to start raining again around noontime. I think it's about 7 o'clock in the morning right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the plow off and put the mower deck on it, and we'll take it out in the field and see how it mows. And hopefully it'll stay in gear. I think it'll be alright with the adjustments that I made on the high-low range. So like I said, I'll leave it locked in low gear, and we'll see how it goes. So the idle jet screw, which you saw when I was doing the carburetor on part 1, was seized in there, and I sprayed it up with some WD-40 and some PB Blaster, and then I used some of that CRC freeze off and I let it sit. I'm able to move that back and forth a little bit, but it seems like the idle jet is like adjusted properly, and the high-speed jet adjuster that I had to take off a different carburetor to use on this one seems to be working fine. So it's going to probably be a matter of just adjusting a high-speed jet adjuster on here. So I'm pretty sure the battery is still pretty charged up on it. So we'll try to give it a cold start. And I forgot to check to see how much gas is in it. I don't want to put too much gas in it because if these tractors just sit around, then it's a little low on gas. So I'm going to go ahead and, there's enough in there right now, and I'll put some more gas in it when we're ready to go mow. So I have the gas. I believe I turned it on already. And we're going to give it a choke, and we'll see if it'll crank over. Yeah, it started right up. So I'll take the choke off now and start it up, and we'll let it warm up, and then I can make my final adjustments. It's going to be a little finicky, but Seems like it's a little flooded. And there goes the battery. Okay, let me put the battery charger on it, and that could be part of the problem too. It's not cranking over like it should. Okay, so I put the battery charger on it, and you know, after I put the air cleaner on, maybe the carburetor may be set too rich right now. But we'll try to crank it over now, try to get it started and let it warm up. Turn the high-speed jet in a bit, because I think it's running too rich. No, maybe it was running too lean. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so I dropped the plow off. Now I'll take the plow mount off. When I put this in low gear, it wants to stall. You know, the transmission part, not the 2-speed lever. It's the high-low that's in the transmission. And I read about it once, what the cause of that is, and I'm not sure, but it works in high gear. So I put the 2-speed rear into low range, and we'll have to try to cut in high gear. And I have to do further investigation. DK tractors and stuff, if you watch this video, maybe you can let me know real quick what that problem is. It wants to stall when I put it in low gear. And I believe it had something to do with the clutches. I read about that once, but I don't remember what I read about that. So I already dropped the mower off the postal tractor. It seems to be running okay for what we're going to do testing it right now. I had it running and I had it in low gear and it was running, and then all of a sudden it seemed like it started overheating and then it stalled. I took it out of low gear. I was able to start it back up again, and we'll have to address that problem someday. I have another gravy project I want to do, and I'll discuss that at the end of this video here. It's pretty clean in there. That's pretty good. Alright, so I'll get the mower deck over here I'll try not to knock the camera over. And I'm also curious to see how the governor works. It should work okay, from what I can tell, but we'll see. Also, I need to know what kind of oil goes into the governor. I don't know if it was 3-in-1 or graphite. I'm not sure about the governor. I don't have any experience with governors. I really don't use them. But if I end up putting the snow blower, the snow cannon on this, it's always nice to have a governor. See if I can get this bolt in here without a problem. See if I can get these in with the air ratchet. I unplugged the compressor so it doesn't distract us while I'm trying to talk to you in the meantime. I think the tractor's too far up in the air right now to get what's going on. It's going on okay though. Okay, I finished tightening up the mower deck and then I'll meet you out in the field. So the PTO lever works okay, but it slipped out a couple of times. Let's see if it'll stay in. Let's give it a try. Not happy at all with this. It's not good. Let me see what's going on with this governor business too. Okay, so this tractor's not a complete failure. At least we got it to start up, but it definitely failed the mowing test. And even though I had the transmission in high gear, it seems to started overheating. I mean, not as bad as it did when it was in low gear. Because when it was in low gear, it would just stall. But even in high gear, it doesn't want to. I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on with that. I have to do some more research on that. And I want to talk about another upcoming Gravely project that I want to do. Okay, so we had this 1962 Gravely project. I mean, it runs okay, but it doesn't seem like it has the compression that it should have. You can tell by just listening to the way it runs. So what I want to do is I want to do a compression test. I have my plow tractor, which was all apart, and I think you can probably see it back there. The orange one back there. All right, so when I had that apart, when I built that one, somebody bored it out to 10 over, and I want to compare compression. I want to see what the compression is on that, and then we'll see what the compression is on the 62 Gravely that I just showed you. And I'm hoping maybe by some luck it's just a valve adjustment, because I know this engine's been off. I think somebody put a newer engine on it, and I want to see what's going on with that, because this tractor, this one here has to be sold. I do want to get the one we're working on right now running good, get the bugs out of that. But I think in the meantime, I want to prepare this one here for resale and try to sell it. So that'll be our next Gravely project that's coming up. Okay, so I had to drag the battery charger out in the field here. It would not start again. It seemed like no matter what I did, even if I left it in high gear or left the transmission in neutral, what it would do is it would just start getting hot and start bogging down. And I know it's something in the transmission. So I'm going to end this series here, part 3 here. I'm going to end it here. And like I said, we'll get on with that other 62 Gravely project. And we'll be back to this. It'll just be another series. And I have to see what's entailed to loosening this thing up, or whatever parts we have to buy. Right now I have 6 Gravely's, and like my money is just tied up and everything, you know. I usually just take the money. I take most of the money, not usually, all the time, and I put it back into the channel so I could buy more projects for us to do. But you know, we got to the point where keep this one, keep that tractor, keep this, keep that, and now something has to go. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of the 62 Gravely. And thanks for watching this series, but at least we got it going. It wasn't a total failure. We got it to run by taking care of the carburetor and the Magneto, you know, the points issue. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Okay, so my biggest fear with this is true. I'm going to have to pull the whole engine off. What it has is planetary gear. After you pull the engine off, it has a planetary gear assembly, and what it has is, this is the sun gear here, and then there's 3 gears that revolve around this, and they each have timing marks on it. So I'm hoping somebody had this apart, because if you don't align the timing gears, then the timing marks around this gear, it will cause binding. And that's exactly what it's doing. So I guess we're going to be pulling the engine off, and then I'll inspect to see if the gears are on there right. And if they're on there right, then we're looking at another problem. Now, when I did the Magneto and I had the spark plug out and I was turning the engine over, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think I did it on camera, and I was having a real hard time, even with the spark plug out, trying to turn the crankshaft with the wrench. So this is telling me that the problem is in the planetary gear with these gears. So I just thought I would tell you. Okay, thanks again for watching, and when we get to that, I'll see you on the next one. But I think we will be doing other projects before I get to this, because I'm starting to fall behind with other stuff. Thanks for watching.